The following is a podcast from a qualified senior care provider heard on the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we're here in our final segment with Ryan Hurd from Caregiver Smart Solutions. And for those of you that have a loved one that is, is a senior that may be declining, but you want to allow them their dignity, I hope you will check out Ryan's website, which is caregiversmartsolutions.com. And Ryan, I want to talk about, just in wrapping up, tell us about how technology is advancing in in later life care.
Well, that's the good news. Up until now, the best technology has been the I've fallen and I can't get up type of product, the wearable. But now, with the birth of AI, machine learning, tiny non-invasive sensors, all the stuff that we're doing, the time is now. I mean, we can actually start solving that problem. And from myself, my focus is really, how can I help that caregiver? How can I solve as many problems as I possibly can? So whether it's the appropriate use of technology, for example, the video doorbell, I think, I don't think that cameras are appropriate or listening devices within the home, but I think that a video doorbell
outside, absolutely.
Fabulous. Right? It gets mom or grandma, it gives them the ability to see who's on the other side of the door. Now, whether it's, Amazon delivering a package, great. UPS can just leave it there. Whether it's the grandson coming, I would hope she would run to the door and let me in.
Yes.
She probably won't. Or if it's somebody that she doesn't know, she can just, stay there. But
Correct.
That's the appropriate use of technology. And going forward, the things that we have in the pipeline. So we're looking at different ways of solving problems for you, the caregiver, because listen, being a caregiver is stressful. And all you want is a little more peace of mind. And that gives you a little bit more time back in your life, whether it's time to go to the food store, time to spend with your family, time to go for a run, time to de-stress, whatever that looks like for you. That's all you need. And we're working really hard to solve as many problems as we can for the caregiver.
And that's the thing. You talk about AI. AI is, it stands for, what is it again?
Artificial intelligence.
That's right. So that's where it can pick up habits. It can pick up, and we're experiencing AI all over the place when we go on the internet. It already knows how many clicks you've made and where you've gone and where you're probably going to go next. And
well, you know what? Think of it like this. Think of a time. Think of where maybe AI applied to looking at the habits of your loved one. So let's say mom, every Wednesday she vacuums. Okay, so we see movement there and all that kind of stuff. But now over time, we're looking at trends. So all of a sudden she's moving around on Tuesday and Thursday. She's starting to forget to take her pills. She's starting to forget to close the door. All of a sudden, this could be an indicator of early on stage dementia. Or
it could be, or something of mobility issues. All of a sudden, mom may have walked, really fine through the hallways. But when you start talking about trends, maybe mom is not doing very well. Maybe mom is bracing herself against, doorways or things like that, or not doing things in an appropriate way that she's normally done. And those are things, obviously, that this could pick up that helps you understand. And especially you have a loved one that lives in another town that you don't get to see all the time. This is something that you can say, mom or dad do need help, because they're never going to tell you, oh, I'm failing. That conversation doesn't happen. What happens is, I'm fine. I don't want to burden you.
Right.
I'll figure this out. In the meantime, sometimes their world is falling apart and you just don't know.
The big things are important, right? The falls, that's the things we focus on, but it's the little things that are even more important. It's the mom normally gets up overnight, goes to the bathroom one time a night, and now all of a sudden she's getting up 3 or 4 times a night, and it's been 2 nights in a row. Could be your tract infection. It's the little things that matter more, and that's really what we're focused on. And not discounting the big things. Yes, if mom falls, I need to know now so I can take action. But it's those little things that will prevent the big things.
Yeah. And I love the simplicity of something like this. I mean, you plug in a hub unit basically, and does it develop there it lives in the house with mom?
Yeah,
It does all your work for you on figuring out what mom's routine is. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's a simple 3-step process, right? So after you buy the core kit comes, you're going to scan the QR code. That's going to download the app. You're going to plug in the hub, and then you're going to peel and stick and put the sensors. Your biggest problem is, what do I call this sensor? Grandma's room, living room, family room? That's up to you.
That's the toughest part, huh? Well,
exactly.
This is interesting too, because obviously technology is helping seniors stay home longer. And this is the thing I think that's so valuable about what you do, and with paying attention to what's out there, because I think a lot of us tend to be, maybe shy of technology, or think, how can we do things? I don't want to do artificial things with my parents, but that's actually something that gives you both freedom. And I think that's the key, and dignity. And we all, as sons and daughters and, sisters and wives and husbands and all these things, if we have a loved one that is, that we're concerned about, something like this is so, in the background. It's not, it's preserving.
It's passive.
It's so passive, but it's something that's so important. So Ryan, tell us a little bit. We got about 1 minute left. What's in your future with Caregivers Smart Solutions? Where do you see this going?
Well, again, as I said before, my goal is to solve problems for as many caregivers as I possibly can. And I look at it from a lens of technology. How do I make technology work for us as humans? So I want you to remember, Caregiver Smart Solutions is simple and effective clarity of care for when you can't be there.
And I love that. And for those of you, again, that's caregiversmartsolutions.com. And if you go online and you decide to make a purchase, you get 10% off for all of our listeners. And that's code when you make the purchase is AFE, which is like Answers for Elders 10. That's number 10. And Ryan, thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.